All right, guys.
Once again. Once again.
So here in the second soup, we're going to just go over the 2 ingredients that aren't included in the first soup. So the first one is shangsai, or coriander. All right, so shangsai is a very mild kitchen herb that its flavors range from pungent to bitter to acrid, depending on where it's picked, where it's grown, how old it is when it's picked, a bunch of different things, right? So you want to taste test your shangsai to know where it lies. Depending on its flavor is going to change which channels it moves into more, right? So it predominantly moves in the channels of the stomach and the spleen, where it opens digestion, but it can move more into the lungs with more pungency, or more bitter flavors can move more into the channels of the small intestine and the heart, right? So you can move into all of those channels if the flavors move or have a range which covers all those. But if you don't, then you're going to have predominantly it's going to move into the channels where the flavors are stronger, right? So shangsai is also warming. It's more neutral to warming. It's a mild warming effect, but still warming nonetheless, similar to ginger and how ginger is in the body. Because of its mild warming effect, you can actually use it in dishes that are more cooling to kind of balance out the thermogenic property of the dish. So things with more cooling foods, you can add the shangsai, the coriander, to raise the warmth of the dish, kind of like we do with ginger. If things are like you're eating a lot of raw foods, it's good to add it to salads and things like that so you don't induce too much cold in the stomach. Shangsai also opens the stomach and promotes digestion, so it's a good food to help encourage digestion. So shangsai, coriander, also helps to regulate the movement of wei qi, both externally along the surface of the body, but also internally in the digestive system. So for example, if you have an exogenous pathogenic factor, something that comes in the outside, right? Like a wind cold, wind damp, surface disease, for those of you who speak more Chinese medical jargon, this shangsai will help to open the pores and push the wei qi to the surface to push this out, to warm the body and push things out. So it's very good for external invasions. So particularly, say, an external invasion where you're feeling the chills but you're not sweating. So shangsai will help to promote sweating in the exterior of the body, as it also moves things in the exterior of the body. People, for example, with measles, not too many people have measles anymore because of vaccinations, but people who had measles in the old days, what would happen is sometimes the measles don't erupt fast enough, so the pox don't come to the surface fast enough, and that causes a prolonged, protracted case of the measles. The faster that these measles pox come to the surface, the faster the person gets better. So coriander would be given in dishes to people with measles to help promote that resolution of the pox to the surface so they can erupt and the person can get over measles faster. So this is a sign that the coriander is very good at moving wei qi, or that surface yang of the body, right? Coriander also, because of its movement of yang qi, will lift yang in the body, right, up to the surface. So just be aware that it will raise your blood pressure. It can increase blood pressure. For those of you with low blood pressure, that may be a good thing. If you're feeling faint or dizzy, for those with high blood pressure, just make sure that you are being aware of how much you're having in your food if you do have chronic high blood pressure. Interiorly, in the digestive system, shangsai helps promote the harmonization between the spleen, pancreas, and the stomach. So things such as nausea and loss of appetite that can come from a decreased functioning of the spleen, pancreas, and the stomach. This will help to harmonize that and to reinstate appetite, promote peristalsis. This is where the wei qi moves in the gut through the smooth tissue of the intestines, right? So this is something that coriander helps to promote. It helps to promote that peristalsis and get things running through the stomach again. It helps to harmonize the stomach and the spleen, so it will treat issues of lack of appetite due to spleen deficiency or stomach and spleen disharmony, thereby decreasing nausea and increasing appetite. All right, so the other thing that Simon added to this dish right at the end was the qinghuajiao you, so the green Sichuan pepper oil, right? Qinghuajiao versus huajiao, it's the same plant, but the qinghuajiao is the green Sichuan pepper, versus huajiao is just reference to the one that you'll see which is more red, reddish brown, right? So Most oils, cooking oils, have an affinity for the digestive system and the channels associated with the digestive system. So one of the things about the digestive system or the oils is they coat the lining of the intestines and they strengthen the stomach and the spleen's ability to digest if used in a proper amount, not an amount that's too much. Remember, these oils will help you to absorb minerals and things in the body, so they're helping you to digest things from your food that are fat-soluble vitamins, right? So they will help in the digestive tract to do this. They'll enter the channels, many of them that are associated with the digestive tract. So in this case here, the huajiao already enters the channels of the spleen and the stomach, and this will be helped by the fact that we're using oil it's a green Sichuan pepper oil to extract the essence of the green Sichuan pepper, and it will help to push it even more towards the channels of the stomach and the spleen. So green Sichuan pepper, like red Sichuan pepper, is just more fresh, right? It is hot and spicy and pungent, just like the red one. So as it enters the stomach, it will help to treat cold by warming and stopping pain. It will help to treat diarrhea and nausea and vomiting associated with cold in the stomach. It also moves into the intestines, so it will do the same thing by warming the intestines. It is very good also as an anti-parasitic. We use it in Chinese medicine, Sichuan pepper as an anti-parasitic, so it'll help to clear parasites out in cold conditions that can promote the idea of parasitic entities and things in the body. Sichuan pepper, remember, also helps to dry things, right, because it's hot. So it will help to dry dampness that encumbers the spleen. So if people have damp conditions in the body that are encumbering, meaning making it difficult for the spleen, pancreas to change, to metabolize, Sichuan pepper added to the food will help to dry that dampness and help to invigorate the spleen's yang. As it invigorates yang, it also helps to deal with wind, damp, cold invasions in the exterior of the body. So just as we've been talking about exogenous pathogenic factors that come in the skin that people are having difficulty getting out, you can use this oil in your food to help push out wind, damp, and cold that come in the exterior of the body. Some examples of this wind, damp, cold could be after you get wind, cold, and it becomes damp, it enters the chest, right? So some of this Qing Huajiao or the green Sichuan pepper oil added to the soup like we did today would help to push things of like cold and things that feel like invasions of things that feel like they're moving into the chest that could cause a respiratory issue. So Sichuan pepper also warms the kidneys and invigorates yang. So by doing this, warming the kidneys and strengthening them, it will also treat kidney deficiencies. So things associated with frequent urination, nighttime urination, and even in men, spermatorrhea. So spermatorrhea is the idea of when you're sleeping, you lose your essence, you lose your jing, right? You lose some sperm while you're sleeping, or it just comes out the end of the penis. This idea of using Sichuan pepper to help invigorate and consolidate yang in the kidneys is a very effective thing that Sichuan pepper can do. So you can add some of this to your soup, this Qing Huajiao, and it will help to strengthen the kidneys in that case. All right, so in the final soup that we did today, you're basically using the base broth. Simon used some yoki stock. You could also use salt. We went over that before. We've got the coriander, the soy sauce, and then green Sichuan oil, chili oil. So in this dish, overall, the idea of this dish is to promote the functioning of the spleen, stomach, and produce fluids, right? That can then be used to what? Sweat things out if you're getting an exterior invasion. So it keeps you healthy by helping strengthen the immune system through the gut. So this is a great dish for the fall as things are getting cooler. Pores on people are still open. They're not completely closed and ready for the cold weather yet, so people have a chance of getting sick, catching colds and whatnot. This is a great time for this soup to be made and to be drank by everybody in your household. So give it a shot. If you have any questions, put them down below in the comments. And we wish you health and well-being in this fall, guys. We'll see you later. See you next time.